Hey everyone, and welcome to Signals from the Frontline, your every Wednesday live broadcast brought to you here by Frontline Gaming. We are your hosts, Kicker, the Chief of Serial and Sigillate of the FLG, and I'm Seth, the Mad Dog, your competitive correspondent. Kicker buddy, how have you been doing tonight?
Dude, I am doing great. Look, I got a haircut. It's battle ready. It's battle ready for the holidays. Yeah, it's tactical haircut for the holidays. Whatever. I just like my short hair.
Wait,
guys,
I didn't even know that I don't think your hair actually grows. I've never seen your hair long.
Okay, so true story. I used to have very long hair, and I had the full mutton chops and everything. This is back when I was a radio DJ. It was another life, long time ago. Now, many moons ago. Guys, thank you for tuning in. If you're listening to us, please consider watching us live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get to see the visual elements. You get to be part of chat. And apparently this week you get to see it snow thanks to Seth. Seth, what is going on here? I don't understand what is happening. This is technology at its finest.
It's snowing here in our virtual set today.
Yet Seth and I both live in parts of the country that never see
snow. Probably.
Snow.
If it was actually snowing for Kicker and I, we'd be like, guys, we don't have internet. I might have power. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Entire city shuts down if there's just a little bit of sleet. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm happy to see you guys. Chat, love to see you as always. Nikki D is sadly not with us this week. He had a little, I guess, accidente. I guess. Yep. Can we talk about that?
Just say we're wishing him his best, and he'll be back with us when he's ready and able, folks.
Look at us battle scarred guys. I got vasectomy number 2. That's a whole nother story for another day. I know Seth is, going. Oh, geez. Sorry, this is too funny. But anyway, we have survived, and we are here to tell you that we've got a good episode. But first, before the episode, I want to talk about my hobby progress. Seth,
yes.
Can you bring in what I've been doing here?
We can.
So not only have
hopefully. Yes. There we go.
Look at there we go. That is a big ass night. That's big ass at night number 2. These are from my son. Those are the Castigator Knights. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Yeah, Castigator. So I got one with the flamethrower, one with the Gatling gun, and I got the spear shield guy coming in as my third one. That will be my project over the holidays. I really don't play knights. I don't even really like knights, but my son does, and that's what you do for your kids. So yeah, working on my knights. But besides doing a little bit of hobby progress there, I have been working basically nonstop for the LVO. So if I sound a bit tired, it's because I haven't slept in about 3 to 4 weeks at this point. So I'm a bit fried. But Seth, I know that you are keeping the spirit strong. You're going to tournaments. You're painting armies. You're representing.
Yeah, you didn't see my hobby progress, did you, bud? So I wasn't around last week. I've been kind of in not I'm gonna say hobby funk, but just like this part of the hobby where like most of my armies are semi complete. There's like odds and ends, and I don't have an event coming up anytime soon that I really need to paint anything. So I kind of lost some painting motivation, but my hound dog was.
Seth is not playing at LVO. So he has a big event. He's just not.
Yeah,
playing
I have a big event. I'm doing other things for that event that are not playing. But I didn't have hobby progress, but I did have my hound dog on the couch the other night, looking very judgmental at me. So when I had to do the community post this week, I was like, I messed up, and he's judging me. So I'm working on some stuff. Maybe with the holiday break here over the weekend, I'll get a few more models done. But that was my hobby progress, was time on the couch with my dog, watching some TV, playing some Cyberpunk, all that fun stuff.
That is time well spent. What is the hound dog's name? Just for those that
Axel.
Don't know, that's Axel, right? Axel. They're non.
He's a foxhound.
He's a foxhound
with a busted face, so his tongue kind of droops like that. It's always sticking out like forever since we've had him as a pup.
Well, guys, we will be talking all about the year as a whole, some predictions for 2024. But let's first talk about industry news and what's happening right now. Let's start off with what's going on with GW. Looks like they're bringing back Warhammer Heroes. There were rumors that they killed off the Warhammer's Hero program. Warhammer Hero. Look at that. They even got fancy new artwork. It is a thing. I'm proud to say that I believe one of our Frontline Gaming judges has been a famous Warhammer hero. That'd be Jason Horn out of Oklahoma. So it's kind of cool. It's a program where GW honors people from the community who've done quite a bit to grow the hobby as a whole.
So they actually talked about it in their article, and it didn't really click to me until they talked about it in their article. But it's been like a 4-year hiatus. Like they haven't done anyone since a Warhammer Heroes selection since 2020. So it's been a few years. So
why do you think that? Well, I mean, I'm curious. I mean, I legitimately don't know.
I mean, you could always say the year of 2020 was, the community was significantly less active with COVID, but I don't know. I don't know why I kind of put it on the back burner. I'm glad they brought it back because it's nice for the company to, in my mind, acknowledge a lot of these community leaders that are putting in a lot of their own time and effort to make this hobby and this community what we enjoy. There are lots of other
the LVO and most
there.
Frontline Gaming events don't exist without community members stepping up to run the respective game system, whether it's Age of Sigmar, 40K, MCP, Legion, Song of Ice and Fire. Like those are all just community leaders coming up there. We provide the terrain and the mats and carry the overhead of renting the space. But it's really community leaders that make large events happen, as well as just create as a whole. I mean, there's guys that create leagues in there. I know SoCal's got a really impressive league. There's guys that run entire teams. Look at Stephen Corrales of XPZ that has got a team of like 100 guys now. So
there's guys that get on air every week for several years and talk to the community about what's happening with the community. I mean, I'm not saying you should nominate anyone here.
Nominate Seth and I for
nominate Seth. I'm just saying some of us do a lot for the community.
Guys in chat, seriously, nominate Seth. Let's get him a hero there. Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen.
What else?
All right, let's also talk about Kill Team Salvation. This is the new season of Kill Team. This is featuring Striking Scorpions. Those Eldar sneaky guys. You know them, you love them, and the Scouts. Space Marine Scouts are finally getting updated. It is going to be one of those things where you can only get the new fancy Scouts in this box set for a game system you might not play. But this is kind of cool because it's literally just the Striking Scorpions, the Scouts, and then a few little pieces of terrain, and then the rule book. So it's not like one of those giant Kill Team sets. That's more of an investment. It's a little bit of an investment light. Beautiful models. Everyone likes Striking Scorpions. They're cool. It's nice that they're getting a new model refresh. And of course, the Scouts. I mean, so many bits on those sprues there. Have you seen those? Have you seen the photos? We got some photos right there. If you're watching, you can see some
all
photos.
About these. I'm sure he's already converting them to feudal Ogren.
Possibly. No, these I think we'll keep them in their pure form. They're beautiful models. Seth, I know that you don't play Kill Team much, but I am excited to see this new season. I like that Kill Team's doing that. Each season is kind of just distinct. You had the Orc Train set, you had the Into the Dark set, which is like room to room fighting, and now you have this weird, I guess fighting on platforms over water vibe going on here. So it is fun. Speaking of new stuff, we want to talk about the Fang of, I'm just going to say it, Nohalamia. I don't know. It sounds like it's an Italian word. Am I right?
Nalalia?
Okay, there we go. That sounds good too.
Ridiculously good looking model is what it is. That's what I'm going to call it.
It is ridiculously. Seth, describe the model, please. It's gorgeous.
So it's for their Soul Blight Grave Lords range, which is sort of their vampire-esque range. So it's a very kind of a kind of tall, lanky woman in some kind of pitted golden armor. Like the armor looks like it definitely is seen some wear over the years, and she's like got a nice big old spear, and then on her base is just a massive snake. Like just a massive.
It's like she's surfing on the snake. I know, I love it. It's such a cool model.
So I've already seen it, like Drukhari guys being like, so I'm going to convert that into something.
Yeah, of course, right? Totally. So we've got this very cool model. We don't know the release yet for this one, but obviously, usually when these things are first previewed like this, we've got anywhere between 6 months and 3 months before we get to see the model.
I mean, it's cool. They always have great models for AOS. They always do.
Yeah. We always say that, but totally good stuff. Okay, so Seth, I know you saw this. Everyone saw it. It was posted on Warhammer community. But did you read the article about that little thing called Amazon and Henry Cavill?
So actually, I saw rumors for like a week or two before that somehow the contract had been messed up.
And so you saw the rumors. Okay, so explain the rumors. You explain the rumors.
Was something ridiculous. Like it was like. I can't remember the exact details, but it was effectively...
That basically GW screwed up and that the deal has been broken and now we're never going to get Amazon to...
Not so much the deal was broken was what I heard, but the deal was basically like they would make no money off the IP.
Yeah.
Like Amazon would keep all the money. Which, if anyone knows anything about
to basically
movies
say we're not...
or TV, like anytime you as a film producer are bringing in an external IP, you're paying for that. You're not. They don't give that to you. You have to.
Yeah, and so the rumor, and this is what we're focusing on. The rumor was that basically the arrangement between GW and Amazon was not beneficial for GW, and that GW was not going to get rewarded for Amazon using their IP in their product, which would probably going to be a series to air on Amazon. Right. So that was the rumor, and rumors like that can be really, really. Unfun for a publicly traded company that tries to look good to the shareholders all the time, which GW is. Yeah. So recently, as I think it was yesterday, the day before, there was this little hype piece, and I'm going to call it a hype piece. It was very simple. Mm-hmm. I asked if you read the article because it was kind of like a joke. The article was comically short. It didn't really provide any information.
It showed basically, no, folks, we signed the paperwork. It's all good.
Yeah, so that's what it said. So it said the deal is still on. It's good. Amazon's going to be releasing something on GW, using Warhammer as their property. Now, my theory, and this is just a theory, guys, it's not like insider information or anything, but I have a slight background into the whole world of PR and stuff just because of my previous history. Guys, I don't think that there was any real reason for this particular article to come out.
Announcement. There wasn't like, we've signed this actor, we've determined what property we're going to do. There was no new news in it, really.
It was purely a PR play by GW to counter the rumors. Yeah. So the rumors hopefully are completely, totally fake, but GW, being a publicly traded company trying to stay, positive and stuff, counter that and obviously squished those rumors because now the rumors are gone and everyone's like, okay, everything's fine. And that's exactly the point of a piece like that. I was kind of like, man, there's nothing really concrete in this. I wanted to get dates. I wanted to get kind of maybe the genre or the topic of the content. But basically it's like, oh, it's still happening. Which, hey,
and the article would make more sense as not being a PR piece if it was like, hey guys, we've decided we're going to do the Eisenhorn storyline, and you're like, okay, yes, you're giving me more information. Or they're like, hey, stay tuned, next month we're going to have the first sneak peek trailer or something, where they're like, hey, we have a thing that's changing, but this was really just kind of them reiterating the last set of facts they'd already given us.
Yeah. So we'll see. I kind of am really, and this is purely selfish, purely for my own good here. I really want to know what the theme of this GW, series is going to be. This Warhammer series is going to be, because I would put a lot of money on it.
Maybe we could put that in our next segment.
Ooh, I like it. On our next segment. Yes. Yeah. Because if we know what that topic is going to be, whether it's Eisenhorn or maybe Imperial Guard or Space Marines, I would put a lot of money on that. Suddenly that particular range is going to get a huge, influx of new models that are going to go with it. Because of course people are going to want to buy stuff
they've
that's
done
on
the
TV.
same thing with their books, or they'll take a character from the book series that they've written recently, and they'll bring it and make it a Black Library model.
Didn't they just announce today there's a Bretonnian book that's coming out, an old world Bretonnian book? And guess what? Model range is on the horizon, because we know old world is happening.
Yep.
It's starting off with 2 key factions, and one of those is Bretonnian. So yeah, very, very cool. Let's jump into FLG news. Should we talk about, do we have anything from pre-orders? Am I missing anything?
So pre-orders this week. Kill Team Salvation's up. The terrain set that goes with it, the Beta Decima, is up. If you're into Underworlds, Death Gorge is up for pre-order. And
those are the orcs, right? The Death Gorge are the orc guys.
Yeah, they're the orc guys. The kind of more lanky auric looking ones, not the
swamp orcs. Yeah.
And then if you are a Tyranid player and you missed out on some of the character models like the Neurothrope, or the Neuro Tyrant from the Leviathan box set, they have those Killer now for pre-order as separate items as well.
Yeah, which is nice. Like that's a pretty fast turnaround, Seth, for them to go from launch box to now. Yeah, 6 months. So it's not terrible, and now you can get all those models one-on-one, which is great. So
Neurogons, all that stuff. So totally.
Thank you, GW, for that, because I know a lot of people just want to get just a few sets, not the whole big box set there. So let's talk about FLG news. We're going to kind of go through this very quickly, but it is important, guys. The LVO, what Seth and I, and basically everyone at Frontline Gaming has been focused on nonstop. This is the largest event ever. It is massive. 40K is massive. Age of Sigmar, I'm just going to say 414 players right now. Yeah, that's a 50% increase from last year. So it's big, guys. Yeah. It's big. Obviously, this is the largest Age of Sigmar event ever, and we're talking about the Age of Sigmar champs, the 40K champs. But we have a massive narrative for both Age of Sigmar and 40K. The friendly at 40K is bigger than most tournaments that anyone would ever even attend. We have the largest MCP tournament. MCP is right around 200 players. Legion is around 200 as well. X-Wing Armada. A Song of Ice and Fire is got Simon going to be Simon, the manufacturer. That game's on site there, and they've got a very large tournament. We even got BattleTech, so there's a lot happening there. Packets though are starting to be live. So I know the 40K packet is live. I believe the Age of Sigmar packet was just added as well. So go to the ticket page of our web card, and you'll see a little link right to the packet for your respective game system.
And make sure you always take a chance to read packets, even if they feel like you've read them a dozen times. It's always good to check your packets and read through in case there's any little weird thing that you didn't know. You can always ask the respective judges and TOs that are identified in those packets any questions in advance, because you don't want to get surprised when you get there and have a bad time.
Yeah, and also, Seth, on that same note, model conversions, model proxies, anything like that. All that's covered in the packet, and how to get it formally approved, so that if your opponent has any questions, you can say, no, it's formally approved. Check it out here. Cherokee, guys, that room block is not only sold out once, it's actually sold out a second time. So Cherokee's on fire. We did just add rooms this afternoon. So if you've been trying to get a room at the Cherokee Open, this is taking place in February in North Carolina. Yeah, get your room. Seth, you're going to be joining me there, right? We're going to hang out
there. I'm bringing my wife this year again, like 30 in a row. I'm bringing her.
Can we go get squid again? Can we go get squid up in the mountains?
We are not getting squid in the mountains. No. Do not, I repeat, do not go get the squid in Cherokee, North Carolina. But what I was going to say is I know a few other guys that are bringing their spouses. So, this is a very nice venue. It's a nice resort. My wife was talking about the other night why she likes it. It's because you're in a very nice casino, so you have all of that, you have the good restaurants, you have the shopping, you have the spa, all that, but as soon as you step out of it, you can be in nature. If you want to take a 45-minute drive up the road to one of the small towns and go art store, shopping, whatever, there's lots of that kind of stuff to do in the area. So always worth checking out. So this is definitely one that I know a lot of the Southeastern locals and I that drive in, we tend to bring our spouses because it doesn't count as a us trip, or as a me trip. It's an us trip.
Yeah. Cherokee said Rocky Mountain Open went live last week. I didn't even talk about it. Rocky Mountain Open in Colorado, taking place in March. That is live. That's going to be 40K Age of Sigmar.
And that answers your question, Carrick, as to when it's live. Right now. Go.
Right now. It went live last week. Now, Rocky Mountain Open was the fastest event to ever sell out for us. It was a new event. We were blown away. There was just a lot of local Colorado people that knew that event was going live that day and bought those tickets. That event I haven't checked actually since we went live. I should probably see where we're at. I do know that it's going to be a very
definitely going over to the store page right now.
Yeah, go right now. Yeah, right. So what we did is we did add in another hall. It's at a really cool fairgrounds. So we have more space this year, and we're bringing in Shatterpoint. Yes, we're bringing in Shatterpoint and Marvel Crisis Protocol. So it is kind of cool to see Rocky Mount Open growing. But we've increased both the 40K Age of Sigmar and Legion in terms of the number of players we'll allow in for this year, as well as bringing in 2 more game systems. And Champions Cup, guys. This is that big team event we're doing all the way in September of next year. I think we've got 3 spots left. I think 2 or 3 spots left. That is going to be a 64 person team event. Of each team will have 8 people. Mm-hmm. We've got teams from Canada, and I don't know if everybody Dorian's in chat. Dorian
just got here minutes ago.
He just got here. Dorian, he's in chat. He should hopefully be bringing in a team from Mexico. This will be, I believe, the team is Dr. Seuss in collaboration with some other team in the region. So we're going to have Canadians, people from Mexico. We're going to have people from East Coast, West Coast, all over. It's going to be a really fun event. And like I said, 64 person team. You can do the math. That will be the largest 8 person team event to have ever taken place. So very, very excited about that.
All right.
Now,
I finally have gotten to the Rocky Mountain Open Champs tickets.
Yeah. There's still a few left. I think there's still a few left.
I was like, we did have 7 pages of tickets for me to scroll through to find them, but I found them.
Sorry. There's a lot of I think the Rocky Mountain Open dice though are sold, or I think they're almost sold. I did check those out because we only released a few sets to pre-order. But anyway, let's focus on something that we were just talking about dice, and this is something that we announced last week that I'm so freaking excited about. Seth, I think you might have heard about these achievement dice. Did you hear? Okay.
Yeah, I saw them.
So. You know, Seth, were you ever a Cub Scout or a Boy Scout or anything like that?
I was an Eagle Scout, sir.
You were an Eagle Scout. Okay. I didn't. Okay. I am not worthy. I was like, I never made it. I was like a wee below. All right. So bear with me. I never made it to Eagle Scout territory, but maybe you play video games and you lock achievements. Yeah. Basically same thing as getting a merit badge of being a scout or locking achievements at Frontline Gaming events. And starting at LVO, you will be able to get really sweet dice for doing certain achievements. Do we have the little graphic here? We kind of have 5.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I added it in.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Hey, look at me. I'm on top of things, man. Look at this. I was
you put it out
like crazy. I was opening up a pomegranate, and
that.
There we go. Okay, yeah, no worries. All right, but we have the achievement dice here, which there'll be 5 to start off with. And so these are for all game systems, and they're not limited to one person gets an achievement dice. You could have 20 people to accomplish the same achievement at an event. And like I said, they're for all game systems. We're starting off with 5. We're going to hopefully add some based off of what the community wants. We've got a really cool one called Indomitable, which means you lose every single one of your rounds, but you don't quit. Because there's a lot of people that, they lose 2-3 rounds, like, okay, I'm leaving, screw it. If you stick around it all the way to the end, you're going to get one of these sexy dice. Now, these dice are made just for us. They're beautifully custom, really high-quality dice from Baron of Dice. These things are matte black with a nice gold
Baron of Dice is very good quality. But I just realized something, Kicker.
Yeah, shoot.
So, the person, these dice go to that. The Indomitable dice are someone that plays all their rounds and loses, but they get the dice.
Yeah.
If I'm 0-5 in the final round of the LVO champs, I might try to lose to get the dice. So then what if you have 2 guys that are trying to out-lose to each other, so one of them gets the dice?
I mean, I'll allow it. I mean, I guess the judges. So these are all done at the judge's discretion. So each game system has their own judges and will have their own, for lack of a better word, criteria for what accomplishes that achievement at their event playing that game system. So it might slightly change. But yeah, man, I'm all for it. Let people.
Yes, you do have to check in with the judges.
Yeah, go check out the judge. But we also have one for the Young Gun dice. If you're under the age of 18, you're going to get one of these really sweet dice. So they are super quality dice done just for us in collaboration with Baron of Dice. We're really, really excited. I'm really curious to see what you think, Seth. You'll be seeing them at LVO. We'll have them at Cherokee. We'll have them at Rocky Mountain Open, and basically every event for 2024. And we'd like to
for Cherokee, so I can be under 18.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you could do it. You can totally do it, dude. You could go for the I forgot the formal name. It's I think the Good Sport dice or whatever.
Good Human.
Good Human. That's the Good Human die. Yeah, right. Yeah, go for that one. Go for that. Or the fluff. So we have the Fluff Bunny one. So if you have a really lore focused or a thematic arm, or if you come in cosplay, you get one of these as well. So yeah. And the best we have the painted dice. So if you make like the hobby showcase, you get one of these. So cool. A lot of cool stuff. Seth, it's time for nerd news. I'm going to let you start off what's going on in the world of pop culture. What's happening on that?
Yeah, so there's been some kind of crazy news out of Marvel. Now, Kicker, I'm sure you've seen some of the Marvel movies over the years. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
All right. So,
guess who's my favorite Marvel character? Just wild guess.
Captain America.
I mean, no, because I'm like the Shield. Like he needs something more aggressive. I don't know. Rocket, the raccoon dude. Rocket, well, Rocket and Tree, the Groot.
Okay, but
like
who likes to run the most?
Geez, the Flash. I mean, so my son and I.
That is DC, sir.
Oh shoot, you're right. Sorry, my son plays Batman and I play the Flash, and we're besties. And anyway, that's the game we play.
Anyway, so they've been building their big next villain. Their next Thanos level villain is Kang the Conqueror, which is played by Jonathan Myers, who was just found guilty this week of some domestic abuse charges. And so Disney can't have that as part, and I don't blame them. They can't have that as part of their image. So they've already announced that they're stepping away, and Jonathan Majors will not be portraying the role of Kang the Conqueror. But that means they've had to shift some of their movies around in their release schedule. So there's only one Marvel movie coming out all of next year.
That's insane.
And that's
insane.
Deadpool #3.
Yeah. But that's insane. Like MCU's been on fire. So
yeah, well, and if you go back and look, last 4 or 5 years, they've been putting 3, 4, 5 movies out a year, and now they're down to 1. And so I have to ask the question, Kicker. Is this the beginning of the end of the MCU?
I mean, listen, and this is not
didn't do well critically or financially. Yeah. They're down to 1 movie for 2024.
I am not a diehard comic fan, whether it's at Marvel or DC. I really am not. So I might not be the person to respond to this question, but I mean, as an outsider, as somebody that casually enjoys the movies, I'm like, it's getting kind of dull. Like, it's kind of like, okay, another superhero, another one. I'm getting kind of bored with it. So, I mean, maybe the casuals like me are just not buying in, and that's really hurting their ability to grow. What about you, Seth? I mean, do you think it's the beginning of the end for MCU?
I think it's certainly become like the end of an edition of 40K, where there's content bloat. Like, in order for me to go watch a movie, I have to go watch 2 or 3 series and a couple other movies to understand everything that goes into what I'm about to see on screen. So it's definitely gotten to the point where if you're a newer fan of the series that hasn't kept up, it is definitely not an easily approachable thing anymore. And I'll be honest, I watched everything for a while, and probably for the last 2 or 3 years, I've just kind of picked and choose what I wanted, and even then it's still like, oh yeah, I guess I have to go back and watch WandaVision before I can go watch Doctor Strange.
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean, it wasn't bad, but also like I didn't go watch WandaVision because I was like, man, I'm so excited for WandaVision. It was like, oh, I need to watch this before
you're doing your homework. Yeah, your prep work. Yeah. Well, chat, tell us what you think. Seth will be reading your comments. I'm going to talk about something that's not new. It's very old, actually.
Old, yes.
Very old, but it's amazing. It's Band of Brothers, guys. Band of Brothers, that HBO miniseries, 10 episodes that came out a long time ago, produced by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. That's on Netflix as well as Pacific. And so I'm watching Band of Brothers, and my wife, who's not into like action movies or war movies, both of us are watching it and loving it. I've already seen it many, many times. It's one of the few DVD series I still have because, DVDs, right? I still have my Band of Anyway, so we're watching Band of Brothers, loving it. Next up is Pacific. Now, I think this is, Netflix is prepping all this because they're releasing, I believe it's called The Airmen, which will be coming out soon, which will be, the air battles of World War II. Okay. So we've got, the Pacific, we got the European front, and then hopefully the air front. So very, very cool. Just wanted to throw that out there that, guys, there's quality stuff that, it's 10, maybe 15 years old. It's still really, really, really good and very entertaining. So don't jump. Don't,
if you're not excited about the new content, there's always some good old content.
Exactly. Thank you, Seth. That was perfectly stated. But then again, there is always new stuff that's exciting. And we're going to talk about the new Dune trailer. I don't know if you saw it. It looks amazing. I'm even more excited than it was. Yeah,
and I said, you don't need to show me any more trailers for Dune. I'm going to go watch Dune Part 2.
You're going to go watch it. You're going to watch it. Okay.
So, like, you can show me more trailers. I'm still just cool. I'm going to go watch it.
The new Dune trailer is definitely like, if you're taking a crap and you just want to watch something, just watch some Dunes. All right.
I'll put that on my to-do list for tomorrow morning after my coffee.
That's when you watch your trailers, man. All right. Moving along. I happened to come across this trailer. I have no idea why. I was watching this trailer. It looked like for some really cool, computer animated battle. And it turns out it was the opening credit scene to StarCraft, the video game. I thought it was 40K watching this. I'm like, oh, look, it's Space Marines.
Yes, and Kicker, because that was, there's a long story there, bud.
I know. So like let's not go down a crazy rabbit hole, but I didn't realize that the similarities were that profound, that Warhammer and StarCraft, like seemed that like I legitimately thought I was watching something
because
for Warhammer.
originally, at least the rumor always was in the community that originally StarCraft was made originally as a IP port of 40K.
Wow.
And then
wow. Well,
GW and Blizzard didn't like the deal. It broke apart.
Yeah.
And so they were just like, reskin our stuff a little different. And then you have Space Marines becoming Terrans, and you have Tyranids becoming Zerg, and Eldar becoming Protoss.
We'll go back and watch I guess one of the more like one of the expansion StarCraft trailers, and you will think you're watching a Warhammer thing. So, all right, Seth, let's jump into the main segment. Please take it away.
Oh boy, kicker.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure today. So our main segment today is we're going over our 2023 goals and predictions and looking ahead to 2024. I went back and watched last January's episode where you and I made predictions for 2023. And I made some notes of them, and we're going to see if we were right.
So I got to cover my butt. I can't predict too much because I am from the very privileged point of view where I know a lot that's happening. So I'm not allowed to make predictions. And as we talk about also what's going to be thinking about for 2024, I will have to silence a lot of stuff. But how accurate was I with this stuff? I did guess.
Go through. These are the things you predicted, and I want you, kicker, to self-rank yourself. Give yourself a grade. You said that there would be a Loyalist Primarch released in 2023.
Yeah. And we got one. I just felt like everyone was ready for it. We needed it. So we got the Lion. Right. What else did I predict, Seth?
We were talking about the mission structure, particularly at that time going into the last Arcs of Omen season. And you wanted to see faction secondaries continue in the game.
Yeah.
You didn't. No. After Arcs of Omen in 9th, and when we went into 10th, there were no more faction secondaries.
Oh, chat, what do you think? Do we miss our faction secondaries? I think the competitive folks.
It was a bit of a like you didn't. It doesn't seem like last year was that long ago. But when I went back and listened to that show, we were in 9th edition, and we were waiting for the Arcs of Omen tournament set to come out. And I was like, wow, yeah, that's right, that was a thing.
Oh, jeez, wow.
You predicted that after 10th edition, and we would reach a state of meta balance, which according to the data folks out there, we are pretty close to.
I got one right. Yeah.
There's still a few factions lagging behind, and 2 that are maybe a little too strong, but we're getting close. You wanted to see buffs to AdMech.
I think AdMech, even with their good extra, I don't think that they're definitely buffed, but not where I was expecting.
And then your personal goals that you set for yourself on air were to organize your hobby room because your wife was disgusted by it.
Dude, it's worse now than it was last year.
I knew it was.
My wife, which is literally just yesterday, she's like, what the seriously.
No. You said you wanted to get out and do more events. So you said you wanted to go to an RTT each month and 2 GTs in the year.
Okay. So I did go to a lot of RTTs. I'll give myself the RTT thing. Not each month, but I did go to quite a few RTTs. Yeah. Not nearly. I don't think I did a single 5-round event this year that I wasn't working. I didn't do a single one. Wow. I feel terrible. I feel like that's terrible. Okay. Yeah. I'm sad.
Okay.
Because
so I
really missed that.
I think it's important for us to remember what our last year's predictions were before we make goals and predictions for 2024. So just, put that feeling aside. We're going to go through me. I'm fair.
Okay.
I also predicted that we would be getting a Loyalist Primarch. I was also right. Thank you, Seth. Good job, Seth.
Well done,
I grade Seth highly on that one. I predicted that we would see a return to the universal special rule system, which we did. And I said, and this would reduce rule stacking. And I was wrong. Because in 10th edition, they added basically I thought they would do the special rule for Storm Boys is they get Deep Strike. But they were like, well, they get Deep Strike and their own special rule, which is Advance and Charge. So that did, between that and then enhancements and then characters joining units and affecting them and stratagems, there's still a fair amount of rule stacking. So we didn't see that. So I'll give myself a B- on that one.
Yeah, well, come on, I'll give you a solid B. That's okay.
Fair. I compared. We were hypothesizing 10th edition was coming, and I said 8th to 9th was a minor change, but 7th to 8th was a major change in the rule set. I said that I think 10th edition will be a minor change to the 9th core rules. I think I'm wrong on that one, kicker. We had basically complete rewrites on all the data sheets. We had basically indexes for everyone come out. the core rules were significantly different. The missions played different.
Yeah.
So I would say
I mean, we're using cards. Well, dude, we're using cards now to play.
I would say I missed on that one.
Yeah.
So I did say I wanted to see a separation of match play rules and open play rules. And if anything, 10th edition has brought those two play styles closer together rather than farther apart by removing power level and points and making them one system. So I was also wrong on that. I predicted that Flash Gits would be good, and I was right. I just want everyone to know I was right. Flash Gits are good.
You made them good, dude. You made them good.
I manifested like a true orc. For my personal hobby goals, I said I wanted to add to my Votan and my Space Marine collections and paint those up. I'll be honest, I forgot about this goal, and if it wasn't for me shifting armies in like September, I probably wouldn't have added to the Votan. So I got some of that. I've added 0 Marine models. In fact, I've sold off some Marine models I have no intention of ever actually building or painting. So I give it a C. And then I gotta be honest, this last one, I'm taking a big old F on this one, folks. I said that I would be top 3 orcs by the end of the ITC season. I checked today. I am 48th in orcs and have no chances of going any higher unless someone invalidates 45 other players' scores above me.
I mean, we have the power to do that.
I mean,
we could do that. You think anyone will catch on to us?
Power kicker. So
no.
I do want to like. This is
wait. Are you sad about that? So because like it's okay to. I don't think that we play this. We want to enjoy this hobby, right? And if you're enjoying playing a different army, then like that's totally fine.
Yeah,
you know.
I think it's important. I've learned as myself as a player that I can't faction jump too much because I have to really get a lot of reps to get the play style down. But I did learn. You're right. You know, if I'm not enjoying it, I should just play something that's different. I had no idea to know what orcs were going to be like in 10th edition, and they were definitely a different play style than they were in 9th, and it didn't really gel with how I like to play the game. So that was kind of a thing. But the other thing that kind of was eye-opening for me trying to do this process was the amount of large events I would have to go to and place well to get one of those top 3 rankings is significant. Because I went to a fair number of events. I went back and looked. I went to like 6 or 8 GT size events. Dude, well done. But that
you're just picking up my slack. Thank you.
That was just not enough to do that. So it kind of gave me some perspective on what it takes to be one of those top faction players. And to be frank, you know, some of my hobby efforts are painting. Some of my hobby efforts are going to events. Some of my hobby efforts are this. And I got to tip my hat proverbially to the guys that really grind it out and make those top faction placings. So.
No, wait. I'm going to say, you know, we're talking about like year in review, talk about 2023 before we go to 2024. You're talking about hobby progress being, you know, the painting side, the generalmanship, but also this show that we're doing right now. Seth, you've gone so many times to make sure we air the show, that we have the graph. Like literally, thank you. So I want to appreciate the effort you've done this year in 2023 for keeping us alive. So thank you, my friend.
And you always bring the energy, even when you are dying off screen. You always roll it at the last second with the energy, and I do appreciate that. And we appreciate Nicky D. Couldn't be here tonight, but for all of his help over the last few months. Actually, it's been more than that's like 10 months.
Yeah, it's like 10 months now. Yeah.
Jeez. All right, so kicker.
Yes.
Complete even playing field. I am going to bring up for 2024. This is the GW published Codex roadmap that we know about.
All right.
So everyone's playing. So kicker, without saying anything you can't say or tipping too much, any predictions on 40K releases?
So I am going to only say things that are fair and not like I'm not allowed to like things that I am allowed to say. So I have no special information or knowledge about Guard, despite that being in the army I absolutely love, and I want to know everything about them. I have no insight information about Guard, but I did see the same things that everyone else has seen in terms of those rumor engine mills. And I'm like, yeah, there just looks to be some Guard stuff coming. They're just I'm looking at those rumor engines every time they post one. I'm like, oh, I want to see it. And it looks like Guard are going to get something. I don't know what that something is, but as we know that when a codex drops, they tend to get some miniatures. That might not be for 2024. That might be later on because, you know, at this point, we don't know if Guard are coming in 2024. But I feel like Guard are going to get something. What about you, Seth?
Well, so here's what I'm looking at on the map here. So if we know AdMech and Necrons came out 2 weeks ago, week ago,
yeah,
something like that.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
So we got those in winter, and we had I don't know if what they officially listed like time of year for Space Marines and Tyranids, whether that was summer or fall or what, but we had those as well. So we had 4 codexes. For the spring, they've listed 5 codexes here: Dark
Yeah.
Angels, Orcs, Custodes, Tau, and CSM. And for summer, we've got GSC, Assisters, and then a Redacted. I don't know. I want your opinion on, do you think the Redacted is just another faction that's already in the normal flow of codexes and they just haven't told us which one it is? Or do you think that's going to be a new faction?
Okay, here's what I want. I want it to be a new faction because I love new factions. Like I think it's exciting, right? Like it's exciting. But I'm thinking that maybe they just don't know yet.
or it's something like, not saying specifically, but it's like Guard or Votan or Drukhari, an already established army that has.
I feel like it's an already established army, but maybe because of manufacturing or supply chains,
or leave us a little suspense.
Or they want to see what the community wants. Like maybe based after these realize they're like, oh, we could release something that's more shooty. We need some more melee. Let's release XYZ.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, that's so I don't think it's gonna be something new. I think if we're gonna get a new faction, I think it's gonna be towards the second half of any new edition. If I was just guessing.
So this is the other interesting thing to predict. So if you follow what we have on the screen right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 plus Space Marines and Tyranids. And that's halfway through 2024.
Yeah.
I think by the end of 2024, we will be more than halfway through all of the codexes.
True.
I think I wouldn't be surprised to see another 4 on top of this that we've already have on screen here. You know, maybe 2 in fall and 2 in winter, even if they slow down, because they're slow times of the year. We've still been putting out 2 codexes each.
Yeah.
So
I think we could
easily be sitting, this time next year, sitting here with 14, 16 released codexes, which is,
and that'd be amazing.
To think about. We're sitting here now just having gotten number 3 and 4 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
I really look forward to that. As we've seen so far, it doesn't seem like there's codex creep in terms of like one codex all of a sudden it dominates the world, which is good. That's good. Yep. But I think it's fun that it opens up more options for players, so that they can try different play styles with their army. So I really do hope we get those codexes sooner, not because it will balance the everything. It'll just make it more fun for those particular players for the faction. Right, Seth, hobby goals, right?
Yep.
I guess what's your prediction? I said Guard.
That's my prediction. Is I'm like, I think we're seeing the tip of the iceberg here. This looks like a lot on the screen, but I think we're going to be more than halfway through all the codex releases by the end of next year.
Cool.
I think GW is gonna kind of turn on the proverbial fire hose of content again for 40K, and we are going to be just seeing a ton of new stuff coming.
And I can't, like I said, I work for Frontline Gaming. I don't work for GW. I'm good friends with a lot of guys there and whatnot. I don't have insider information. I don't sit on a lot of their internal meetings. But so I'm not saying this from any other person's opinion other than mine. But I feel like GW must have realized that people don't like getting a codex and then having a new edition 6 months later, the Guard, the World Leaders, right? Like that's just not the most pleasant experience. So I assume that they who do care about their player base, who do care about their customers, I assume they're going to try and get all the codexes out so that hopefully everyone gets a full year of play, if not longer. Because I think that what they learned from
going back to me watching last year's episode, World Leaders wasn't out this time of year.
World Leaders was not out, yeah.
World Leaders had 3 months with their codex before.
And like that pisses people off, man. So let's not have that happen again. So, all right, Seth, hobby goals.
For me,
my hobby.
You
go first. I got to think about this one
because I don't have one, but I'll make one.
Okay.
So I said last year I wanted to add to my collections. I have a hobby goal kicker, and it's not a good one. It's a bad
all right.
With kind of the way I've grown as a player and trying not to be so monofaction focused. Everyone knows I picked up a Necron army that I had painted for our former host Shelby. When she was selling that, I purchased that back, and so I've been slowly adding to that with some models here and there. But it kind of at that point I was like, all right, well, I got Tau and I got Orcs and I got Votan and I got Necrons. I kind of want to become a little broader with my collection, and I want to add Tyranids. I think by the end of 2024, I'll probably have embarked on a Tyranid project because 1, it is obviously an army I don't have, and 2, I think this is not like a controversial, like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I think organic models like Tyranids are some of the best models to get the most out of contrast paints.
Yeah.
I've been using a lot of contrast with my Votan, and I want to take that a step further with something like Tyranids. So I think that's where I want to go. I'm going to keep adding to my armies. Orcs is up there on the screen, is getting a new codex. Tau is up there on the screen. More than likely, when those codexes come out, I'm going to want to play some games with them. I'm probably going to have to maybe add a few more models here and there to adjust whatever the new codexes are. So I'm sure I'll be working on those armies. I've got some stuff on the table right now for Votan I haven't finished. I've got stuff for Necron, so I'm going to be adding to those, but I think I'm probably going to be adding Tyranids to my collection in 2024.
Cool. I like that, man. I have a small baby step and then a big step. So small baby goal is I really want to get another blob of my, I kind of paint him as like French Foreign Legion Desert Trooper Krieg. Like I know it's earth tones, and you know what? I've come to terms with like I like earth tones. I'm okay with it. I like
You've
it.
Been
I think
painting blue for weeks. Do you not feel better?
No. That's okay. Well, that's my palette cleanser. That's just a palette cleanser project, and those are fun. So I am painting my Feudal Guard, which are my palette cleanser, which are blue and white, not earth tones at all. And I'm actually really enjoying those. But I really, really like the aesthetic of my earth tones and my French Foreign Legion style Krieg. So I've been dreading painting another blob of 20. It's actually 22 because you got to get the HQ guys in there and all that. And it's just like, it's a big task because it's 22 little models, these tiny little guys, and I really want them to be painted to the stained standard. So I'm like, oh, geez, do I really want to do that? But I will do that. So I want to get another big blob of 20. So I'll have my two big blobs of Krieg running up front. But my big, I guess, hobby goal for the year is to no longer – we're talking the Feudal Guard, right? Those Feudal Guard are kit bashed, and I'm using Milliput. I don't know if you know what Milliput is. Yep. It's kind of like a gap filler, whatever. I used to do a lot of kit bashing, and I loved it. That was one of my favorite parts of the hobby. Oh, yeah. And the past few years, I've shied away. Say what?
You're talking to an orc player.
Right. Of course, you're kidding me. So I loved kit bashing. Like that was one of my favorite things of hobby, and I've shied away from it in the past few years just because I'm like, the models are good enough. They don't need to be decorated or adjusted or whatever. And also, it's just time consuming, and it's also there's a cost. And so I've kind of stopped doing it for a few reasons, and I realized that I really enjoyed. And with these Feudal Guard, every single one of those models is being kit bashed between several sets. And I really am enjoying that aspect of the hobby, as well as painting them up and creating this really cool, unique thing that no one else in the world has. It's a totally unique squad of Feudal Guardsmen that I made. So my goal is to not be afraid of kit bashing and to actually go back to trying to make that a thing that I do again. So bring on the kit bashing for 2024. That is my goal.
All right.
Bring on the kit bashing.
Kicker.
Oh, tabletop goals.
Tabletop goals. What are the tabletop goals for 2024? You were an RTT a month and then 2 GTs a year.
Yeah. Let's. So
you had a slight addition to your family.
Yeah, I had a baby. Come on, cut me some slack, right?
I know. But I'm just saying,
there's a big
use
move,
that last year's performance to make a more informed decision this year.
So I have a major life move. My whole family is uprooting and moving out west, and so I'm going into a new community and stuff. So I do want to go to more tournaments, and I think that will be. I want to do more RTTs. I'd like to do a GT or two if I can. That's all about like the first year with a kid baby is always challenging because it's so unpredictable. Like, is that kid gonna let you? Is your wife gonna be cool watching your kid? Yeah. Baby going to be that first year. So that's still kind of like, can I get away for a weekend? I don't know. I definitely can do some RTTs. But moving out west, I really hope to find a new community that I can like hang out with and really start playing a lot of games, like pick up games on weekdays. Like I really do want to find that group of people that I can meet. Every Thursday night there's a game. Like I want there to be a game night, thing. Because right now I kind of just play when I can. I play every week, but it's kind of just like
an organizer of some sort of events that could organize a local community.
No. Okay, so that's funny. You should say that. I don't want to do that for my funsies, right?
Yeah,
like I already do it for work.
I get you, but I'm just giving you a hard time.
I just want to step into a community that has like a really organized, Thursday night game night or something like that. But all right, Seth, what about you? What are your tabletop goals?
I have two. I'm really trying to get more involved in Team 40K. I'm going to try to be at the Champs Cup, on an organized team. I'm helping organize a team for a 5-man event later this year. So I'm trying to be more in the team scene and learn more about the pairing process. I'm very not good at predicting what my matchup outcomes should and should not be. So I'm trying to learn that, which is kind of a new challenge for me. I personally also kind of have some major life events going on this year where for my job, I'm going to have to be dedicating a lot of outside time for studying for some boards exam, most likely. So I'm definitely going to be taking a bigger workload there. I don't know if that's going to be more, taxing on my time off. So I knowing that and knowing how I struggled to make top 3 in a faction last year, I'm gonna reel in my singles goals, so to speak, for my event. I just want to win a GT level event. If I can win a GT level event, if that
That's
comes
cool.
to the golden ticket, I would love to go to the World Champs of Warhammer. But I'm gonna set my goals at something maybe a little bit step down from where I was last year. So
Hey, Cherokee is going to be a qualifier for that whole Worlds thing. You're
I
playing
definitely want to, but I also kind of feel like maybe I should, there's a bit of nepotism if I go and win a
Frontline Gaming.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got lots of affiliates to plug. I'm just going to hit the highlights for you guys, kind of some of the ones that stood out to me. Our affiliate program is just been great this year. Lots of guys producing some amazing content. But some of the stuff that might be entertaining for you, Kicker. Play on Tabletop put out a episode with edible terrain.
Wow, love it.
Gingerbread terrain.
Yes, love it.
So I thought that was hilarious. Our buddies over at Tabletop Titans did a Great Orc Holiday Heist Battle Report, which was heavily Christmas themed, which is awesome. I know folks in chat are just licking their lips and chomping at the bit for more LVO information. In that case, go over to our friends at TFG Radio. Check out their kind of annual this time of year LVO info episode. Plenty of other stuff for guys to plug, but we're kind of running long tonight, so I'm gonna gotta keep this one moving. But do love all of our affiliates. Go check them out and support them. We do have some folks in the community over on the Frontline Gaming community page that have been showing off some of their amazing work for us to inspire us and keep us all going in the hobby. They also call me out when I don't put the posts up for them to share their work, like Jesse here, who called me out for not putting a post up today about his hobby progress because he actually had some World Eaters done today. Good and bloody, Kicker. I do like the white and blue, the heresy color scheme with the blood effect. It really
pops.
I like that. So keep it up. We have some more lovely Votan. I'm definitely a Votan man at heart. These are Scott
all those
Votan.
transports.
He's got that nice kind of reddish metallic, looking great. And then I really do want to kind of give a shout out to Adam Peterson, who is always out there doing the Work in Progress Wednesday posts. He's always keeping that going. If I'm not around, him and I are kind of in a little joking race every day to see who's going to post first on Wednesdays. But that man has some serious hobby chops. These are his Emperor Spears, and they are looking fantastic. So great work there, Adam. So cool. Keep up the work. And I kind of think I think we all need to collect it. That would be a good idea. I should have thought of that in the future. We should get a photo of all the stuff we painted in a year.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, just
a lot of
stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm putting all. I don't know what you like. I don't display. Do you display your stuff at your house? My stuff's all in boxes.
Yeah, my stuff's in boxes too. That's the problem. I would have to get it all out and display it somewhere.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, geez, that's a chore. I want to talk about a community spotlight really fast. Something happening, not a Frontline Gaming event, just a friend of ours. They're doing an event over January 13th through 14th in Augusta, Georgia. This is right before guys, the Hobby Goblins, you know them, you love them. They're friends of ours. They're co-hosting this event in Augusta at the Savannah River Brewery. It's called the Mecha Brew Mania GT. It's going to be a amazing event. Lots of sponsors including our friends Bear Dice. Hey, we know them so well, and Big Bear 3D. We know him really well too. So, two of our favorite brands will be there sponsoring that event, and as well as others. So this event is going to be great practice for the LVO. So if you're attending LVO the weekend before, you can go get a nice GT. And this is once again.
I really this is actually like not too far away from me. It's a couple-hour drive. I'm gonna see if the stars line up, but it's probably not with me having to travel for LVO. But I want to be there, guys. So if I can't be there, everyone else should go in my stead and tell them I sent you.
Yeah, and if you've got an upcoming event and whatnot, and you want us to talk about it, shoot me a message or Seth a message on Facebook or email us, whatever. Especially if you're a friend of ours, the Hobby Goblins, they're always helping us, set up and strike events. The least we can do is do a shout out for them.
All right. Final thoughts for the night and final thoughts for the year, Kicker.
Guys, this is. I just want to say happy holidays. Feliz Navidad, happy Hanukkah, all that good stuff. Seriously, guys, happy holidays. We won't be doing. I don't know if we'll be doing a show next week. I won't be here next week. We'll be off next week.
Yep.
We love doing this. We love seeing you guys. I know this isn't like our Thanksgiving episode, but it's always nice to say, hey guys, like we're really thankful for all the people that listen to us every single week while they're driving to work or while they're painting at their table. So really, guys, thank you so much for everything. I can't wait to see so many of you at LVO. For me though, I am going to go back to doing LVO layouts. I don't know if you can see this, Seth, but this is just one of like the 12 different halls that having to
I know.
figure out. It is not fun. So that's what I'll be doing for the rest of the week. Seth, what about you, man? What's your plans?
I just got to finish out the work week, and then it's holidays with the in-laws, so we'll be getting ready to take a little trip to go see them, and just doing all that family time that we need to get done, and just hopefully spending some quality time with my spouse and relaxing, enjoying my holidays. I also want to say, hey, happy holidays to all of our viewers and listeners. We really appreciate you guys. We wouldn't do this every week if it wasn't for y'all. So we really appreciate you coming and spending some time with us. We hope you have a great holiday and a great new year, and we will see you in 2024.
Good night, guys. Good night.